Reverend Jackson Podcast.
So I normally don't talk about these type of topics, but I want to touch bases on this today. Something that Neil deGrasse Tyson said while he was on my boy platform, Piers Morgan. And he had sort of a blunder when he got himself too deep into the trans conversation, started talking about hormones and started talking about things that he doesn't sound too educated about. And that's harsh saying educated when we're talking about Neil deGrasse Tyson, because he's one of the smartest men that we perceive to be the smartest men on the planet. We don't really know if he's the smartest man. And I'm looking forward to hearing him talk about the drones and all the drones that's all over the place, all over the country, man. They were in New Jersey, New York. They're here in North Carolina now. They were just hovering over the Duke Energy facility here in North Carolina, and that's kind of intriguing, though. But before I get into the Neil deGrasse Tyson conversation, I want to highlight somebody that has been speaking the truth. It's a female that I talk about a lot on this platform. When I talked about her on the Joe Budden podcast, that's my most viewed video on my platform when I spoke about Candace Owens. But I really like Candace Owens. A lot of people have negative things to say about her, but I'm going to say one thing. At least when she does speak, she speaks what she perceives to be the truth. She doesn't go too deep into the conversation and start losing herself. She'll shut it down before she get the capping and line and all of that old type of stuff to garner interest in the conversations that she be having. But I just want to play something that she said about there being multiple truths.
Clearly you're brilliant enough to be like, all right, I don't have to go out there with my sword swinging. I can take a softer approach and still get the same message across, because like you just said, goodness is ultimately going to be the one that prevails, if you truly believe that.
It's interesting because I don't find myself to be offensive. I just think
everybody else does.
I know. And I think the reason for that is because people don't like hearing the truth. I just don't think it's guns a-blazing to say only women can give birth. And that's what I'll say, and people will lose their minds. I'm not showing up where people are at and in their faces. They just don't know how to accept my audacity to just keep saying the truth.
But what if someone believes that that is a better life for them?
Okay, well, let's play it your way then. There are a group of people who are now referring to themselves as minor attracted people.
Can't go there.
Hey, but that's what they believe. Are you going to apologize when you call them pedophiles? Are you going to have them on your podcast? Don't you understand how they feel on the inside when you say that they can't have sex with 8-year-olds?
I like that statement. You know, I believe that in the world that we live in, people perceive it to be multiple truths. People believe that there is an objective truth. But to me, I believe if it's not capable of happening, dog, there's no truth to it. And that goes into the Bible conversation also, because there's a lot of people that don't believe in the scriptures because they can't see it. How can I not touch it, not see it, not believe it? There's not enough historical objects that's still here that's I can just grasp a hold to it and my soul attached to it. Some people don't believe in souls because they don't know if that's true or not, that they have one. But what's interesting about her talking about truths and this clip that I'm about to play with Neil deGrasse Tyson is that Neil deGrasse Tyson speaks on hormones and sports and women and men playing the same sport. I want y'all to check this out, man. And let's check this out.
What I see is sports is on the frontier of how to handle this frontier of people who are trans. It's on the frontier of how to resolve that. And I'm making this up now. Yeah. Imagine the future of sports does not distinguish sex. It distinguishes and sorts people by hormone ratios. I'm making this up, but imagine that.
Yeah, you are.
If that were the case. That would be interesting. You get a hormone test. You're in this range, and then you compete against other people with the same range of hormones.
That's ridiculous.
That's
Neil, that is ridiculous.
No, it's not. I'll tell you why it's
You're
not
going to
ridiculous.
give every single person in
Your piece couldn't even believe it.
Hold on. I used to wrestle. And wrestling, there are people who weigh, sorry, I'm using pounds here, 125 pounds, right on up to 240 pounds. They don't wrestle each other. The entire sport separates people so that the contest is interesting.
Yeah.
And so the people of the same weight wrestle each other, and that is the contest.
But if Floyd Mayweather...
I don't know if that's how it will land.
Hang on, Neil. If Floyd Mayweather fought a woman boxer, a female woman boxer, who was the same weight division, he would annihilate her. That's why we don't let it happen. And in fact, in the Paris Olympics, the winner of one of the women's boxing competitions, one of the
Piers,
females who took her on.
But
my point is that I just think that, if you don't mind me saying, I say this respectfully because I love you, but it just seems to me like you've dug yourself into a slight hole on this issue, and you're trying to get out of it. Now you're suggesting slightly mad theories, whereas the science to me is obvious. You've already given the best argument I've heard for why we separate the sexes.
Hold on. You misquoted me in this very interview. What I said was the idea of creating categories within a sport, splitting them in the example I gave, which I just made it up, like hormone ratios, is not fundamentally weird compared to dividing wrestlers by weight.
No,
because
it is.
The only reason why you do this is to make an interesting contest.
No, Neil, you're wrong.
And so you said Floyd Mayweather fight. Hold on.
You're
you
wrong.
said Floyd Mayweather.
You're not allowing for the
superior
superior male biology when it comes to lung capacity, stamina, to body mass, to muscle mass, all those things. If you just...
You know, I take notes, man. I'm just going to show y'all my notes. Sticky notes when I be playing the clips so I can talk about things accurately. But to simplify everything that he just said, one thing that I'm getting tired of is us trying to make humans one. We're trying to make males, females, males capable of doing. We're trying to make the human race we trying to not split up the human race into female and male, estrogen and testosterone. We're trying to make it like one race of just beings. When you say that, and I listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's not a believer in God. He's a believer in the universe and the forever lasting creation of the universe or whatever. Sports resolving the transgender debate is interesting because I live in North Carolina. You know, we didn't get the All-Star game in 2015, 16 because males couldn't go into female bathrooms and females couldn't go into male bathrooms. So they passed it so we could get the All-Star game in 2020, 2021, something like that, 2019. And I live here now, and it's just interesting to me. It's interesting to me that bathrooms is available for anybody. A woman can go in the bathroom with a man can go in the bathroom with a woman. That's just interesting to me. I lock the door when I go in there. But sports resolving the trans debate. Hold up. I don't want to see men in boxing because it's always like a man will play in a physical woman sport to dominate, but a man won't play in a physical sport with a man and get his block knocked off if he's a sweet guy or a small male individual. Not disrespecting y'all, but go play boxing in a male thing if it's fair to do it in a woman's thing. I just hope Trump put some laws and some changes to that for at least 4 years so we can take a break from that. And then him saying that we distinguishing people by hormone ratio. Why do we want to take it that far? It should be simplified. You know what I'm saying? It should just be a simple thing. You a man, you a woman, you play in your sport, I play in my sport. Until somebody, America gets to a point to where somebody got to get hurt. for people to think logically. It's just what it is, man. And I think that Neil deGrasse Tyson took it too far in that conversation. Usually he's right. Usually he says smart stuff and educational stuff, and he's eye-opening and intriguing. But he lost me with that, man. Real talk, you lost me with that, Neil deGrasse Tyson. And I'm going to continue to support you and listen to your podcast on Star Talk and all of that, but you lost me with that, big dog. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Leave me something in the comment section of y'all thoughts of this discussion. You know, if you disagree or you agree with me, or if you're disgruntled about anything that I said or Neil deGrasse Tyson said, let's just chop it up and further the discussion. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Peace, love, plenty of abundance. Make sure you go get you some money, and I'm gone. Chill.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.